Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Liz. We're going to talk about Star Wars Episode 9's trailer. I know everybody on the internet has been talking about this. I've been trying to avoid discussions about it, but it's really hard. Like anything else Star Wars. Let's just skip ahead. So there's Rey standing nowhere, looking a little distraught.
We've passed on all we know.
So this is J.J. Abrams tugging at our heartstrings right now. Okay, so we hear that there's a TIE fighter coming. She's got a lightsaber. There's a million ways that this scenario can go down. We're not going to... Oh, yeah, here's the sappy generic line that you have to include. Like, that's what this is. This is just to tug on your heartstrings. They're hoping nostalgia sells you the movie. It probably will. This is the third time... Well, no, the last time before this that I watched it was the third time I watched the trailer. This is the fourth time I've watched the trailer then. Every generation has a legend. Completely generic. Look at this. All this space. This is actually a great use of space. It makes the desert a character. The first Star Wars movie had that going on a little bit. Not nearly as much as Lawrence of Arabia, though. That movie made the space they occupied as essential an actor as any of the people actually in the movie. Skip ahead. Okay, so we got a fighter. It's coming. Hold on. So what does she do? What does she do? What do you do if a fighter's coming and you have a lightsaber? Is your choice, I sprint away and do a backflip? Remember, you have the full power of the Force at your disposal. This Christmas. That seems like the worst possible way to handle that situation. I'm pretty sure it was either was it the Jedi Academy books, or was it the Rogue Squadron books written by Michael Stackpole? It's probably the Rogue Squadron books, the early ones that still had Luke in them, or at least guest starred Luke. Luke is like struggling with, he's in a fighter, he's shooting at a fighter, and he's struggling personally with the different ways he could destroy that fighter. He could use his natural reflexes and guide himself and go pew, 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 and win, which is what he ultimately does because he feels that is the most light side way possible to deal with that situation. But he's also like, I could just rip the armor off of the TIE fighter. Like, I could just wreck it with the Force. So, fast forward to this movie, 20 years of fiction that's just ignored later. And you have Rey running away and then doing a backflip. Did we all miss Mace Windu absolutely wrecking an entire army of robots with just the Force? Now, maybe that's different. Maybe that is different because he's Mace Windu, for starters, and those are just droids, as opposed to something that has a human being in it. But that still doesn't account for why not throw the lightsaber. Seriously, this thing's coming in really fast. The lightsaber has a beam on it. You throw it through the cockpit. You've just wrecked the flight dynamics. That fighter is crashing. Done. You don't even have to pull it down with the Force. Although, was the guy in those like PlayStation 2 era games, Starkiller, the clone? Well, he was a clone in the second one, but Vader's secret disciple, he pulls a Star Destroyer out of the sky. Granted, he's a dark side kind of character, but still. Then the rest of this trailer is just like, hey, let's show you all this stuff that should make you nostalgia hyped. Cool lightsaber fight, although he didn't skewer the guy. Look at these characters, you got good feelings about them? Oh boy. I had good feelings about them up until we got here, and all I'm doing is remembering the Solo movie where he does things with robots, and that's all I can think of. What is he doing what is he doing to the Millennium Falcon? Ugh, The characters, the franchise. Oh, hold on. That's where I wanted to stop. The characters, the franchise, all that stuff feels kind of ruined to me at this point. It absolutely does.
No one's ever really gone.
No one's ever really gone. Alright, so if you were going to nostalgia bomb people into watching your movie, what's the one thing you could do that would get people hyped up after you've killed Han Solo in an unsatisfying way, ruined Luke Skywalker, Leia's dead because her actress is dead. You've killed off basically everybody from the original movies. What can you do that will make people go, what do you think? The freaking clone emperor or something. It's got to be the clone emperor, right? Like, Rey is going to go dark Jedi, hang out with the clone emperor. We reenact that stuff from whichever comic book series it was that had the clone. Like, come on. We got to do that, right? No, we're not going to do that, probably. That would be awesome, but totally not what we're going to do, because J.J. Abrams is probably not going to mine that source of awesome material at this point, because they have done everything in their power to get away from it. So we have the Emperor laughing. That was the highlight of the trailer. Because that got me. That nostalgia. They were banking on it. They were absolutely banking on the nostalgia of that. And it worked. I'm still not going to see it in theaters, though. I refuse. I didn't see Last Jedi in theaters because I knew how it was going to go. I didn't see Solo in theaters because Last Jedi totally ruined the mojo. I'm not going to see this in theaters. You're still going to do $1 billion in business, I'm sure. Not to mention all the toy sales, books, comic books, all that great stuff. Making lots of money for lots of people, and I wish you luck, but you're not getting money out of me to go see this, which is a shame, because a movie like this should be like a guaranteed, here's like $30 from elizibar, because he's going to take somebody with him to see the movie. They're going to get popcorn, they're going to get drinks. It's like $30-$35. A lot of which, the $15 for the ticket or whatever goes to the studio. The popcorn money pays to keep the theater open. But I'm sorry, my theaters around here, whatever the former AMC theater is now, or the theater up on Mineral Point, like, I'm sorry guys, I can't do it, bro. I can't see this. I can't. They've hurt me too much, and I'm not a battered spouse. I'll see you next time. Stop letting Star Wars use nostalgia to treat you like a battered spouse. Be better than that. If you want to go see this on its own merits, that's fine. I'm not going to be mad at you. I'm not going to diss you or anything like that. But don't go see this just because they threw the Emperor's laugh in it and it made you nostalgic. Or you saw Lando, Mr. Pando, on the Millennium Falcon, and you're thinking, oh man, that reminds me of... No. Don't let them do that. If you're seeing this just because it's the end of the trilogy and you actually like where the trilogy's gone, great. If you're seeing this because J.J. Abrams is probably going to turn out a serviceably watchable movie, great. Absolutely wonderful. I'm glad for you. Don't let that nostalgia get you, though. That's all I'm saying. And they're not going to get me with the nostalgia. They've hurt me too much already. They've taken something that I completely, unironically enjoyed for my entire life, because I have always known Star Trek ever since I was a little kid. I said Star Trek. Well, I've known Star Trek too. I've been watching Star Trek on TV, the original series. No, I've known Star Wars ever since I was a little kid. And some of my earliest memories are like watching the Star Wars movies on TV. Like, I just remember that stuff. Star Wars, Son of Paleface with Bob Hope, the Road 2 movies, like all that kind of great stuff used to come on matinees on Saturday, and that was a large part of my childhood, watching that great stuff. And coming here and seeing what's happened to Star Wars, it hurts me, and I don't want to financially support it. And that's my word. That's where I'm going to stop, except for one thing. Let's come back out here. Actually, no, that's not what I want to... where I want to go. This is where I want to go. Rey standing in the desert, distraught. There's another movie where a guy is basically standing in a desert, distraught. It's one of the best movies ever made. Alfred Hitchcock, North by Northwest. It's an absolutely fantastic movie. If you have not seen this spy thriller, you owe it to yourself as a human being to go see it. But as soon as I saw Rey standing in that desert, this is what I thought of. I guess this is a fine place. Start here. Doesn't that look awful familiar? Now, sadly for him, he's not a Jedi. the plane ends up running him down, and he eventually escapes it, but mostly he spends a lot of time running. Look at that look he's giving it. Oh, it's a great movie. If you haven't seen North by Northwest, I highly recommend it. It comes on Turner Classic Movies, TCM, like all the time. Well, maybe not all the time, but quite frequently. And you can probably get it online. You can at least watch clips of it online, thanks to Fandango Movie Clips. I am going to let you go for real now. You have a great day. Those are all my thoughts about the Star Wars trailer. I got no more for you. And I'll see you around, Take care of yourself. And if you like where Star Wars is going, like if you think that's great, if the trailer gives you hope, I'm glad for you. You can let me know in the comments. I read every comment left on my YouTube channel. I may not respond to all of them, but I sure read them all. And I love it when I get a thoughtful comment that makes me reconsider my position. So if you don't agree with me, that's fine. Just tell me why. I'd love to hear it. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.